Spoiler alert for The Last of Us Part 1. At the start of the outbreak, Joel Miller is escaping with his brother and daughter. His daughter Sarah gets shot by a soldier and dies in his arms. 20 years later, we get introduced to Tess. They both are smugglers, and Joel's mad because they were supposed to do a job, but she did it without him. We then see that they live in a city run by the military, with also some other factions nearby. They fight through a group because Robert stole some of their guns, so they fight through all of his men before they end up finding him and end up killing him after learning that they don't have his gun. But Marlene, who he sold them to, is the leader of the Fireflies, and they make a deal that if they smuggle Ellie, she'll give them double. The group sneaks out of the wall before getting captured, and they learn that Ellie is infected. She said that she's immune, but Joel doesn't buy it, but the conversation is cut short as soldiers appear and they're forced to run. They have to sneak around the soldiers that are above. They're able to sneak around the group of soldiers. They quickly make it to the city and have to travel through a building where Joel is attacked by a clicker. Tess shoots the clicker and saves Joel. The group of Fireflies turns out to be dead, and also Tess is revealed to have been bit. Tess sacrifices herself given time for Ellie and Joel to escape. Joel and Ellie decide what to do next, and they make a plan to go meet Bill. And with his help, they are able to get a car. They travel to Pittsburgh. A guy walked down the street claiming he's hurt, but Joel sees right past it, and Joel is right, and it was an ambush. They end up crashing, and Joel tells Ellie to get out. The hunter tries to kill Joel, but Joel's able to fight back and ends up killing the guy. The other hunter tries to kill Ellie, but Joel quickly kills the hunter. There's a shootout between Joel and the hunters, and Joel's able to kill the hunters. We meet Sam and Henry, but that night it's revealed that Sam is infected and the next day attacks Ellie. Joel tries to stop this, but Henry ends up doing it before killing himself. It's now fall when we get introduced to Tommy, Joel's brother from the beginning of the game. Joel tells Tommy that she is immune and says that he should finish the job and receive the payment. Tommy says no at first, but eventually decides he will. Ellie discovers this. Joel finds Ellie, and they have a argument about Joel's decision. Joel decides to finish the mission, and they go to the Firefly base, but everyone there is dead. They end up finding out about a hospital that everyone else went to. After learning this, they get attacked and Joel gets impaled. Now, in the winter time, we learn that Ellie's been taking care of Joel ever since the injury, and we meet David and James. They make a deal. Some of the deer that Ellie hunted, and in exchange, they would give her some medicine for Joel. They head inside a building to wait for James, but all of a sudden, a clicker runs in and sprints at Ellie before being shot by David, revealing that he had a second gun. David turns out to be the leader of the group that attacked Joel and Ellie. He lets her go, but it's all a trick to find out where her base is. He ends up capturing her after she fought through all his men. David talks to Ellie and tries to convince her to join his group. She declines, breaking his finger as she tries to get the keys, but he ends up stopping her. Later on, they grab her and plan on killing her and feeding her to the rest of the group. She fights back, biting David, but he stops her before they get ready to chop her up. David sees the bite and James freaks out. David doesn't believe it, but James says it looks real, and they argue, and Ellie kills James. Ellie runs away from the table, away from David, and she gets her knife back before running out the window. David finds her and is ready to kill her as Joel finds the burning building. Ellie is able to kill David, and Joel finds her and makes sure she's okay. Joel and Ellie travel through the city, and Ellie almost drowns as Firefly soldiers capture them and is able to save Ellie, but it's revealed that Ellie will have to die in surgery to make the vaccine. Soldier was leading them out, but Joel stopped and ended up attacking the soldier, deciding he's not going to leave Ellie. Joel ends up killing the soldier. More soldiers show up after hearing the gunshot. Joel ends up fighting through the fireflies, killing as many as he can, nearly dying. Joel makes it to the operation room. The head surgeon ends up stopping him, but Joel will end up killing him. Joel walks over to Ellie, unplugging her from the machines before picking her up and taking her away from the fireflies. Joel quickly runs away from the soldiers that are fastly approaching him. As they are shooting on him and starting to corner him, he's able to escape in the elevator. The soldiers call after him, but the doors quickly close. They make it to the parking garage, and Joel quickly runs out, only to be met by Marlene holding a gun pointed at him. She tells him that it's what she would want, but Joel said that's not for her to decide. Joel's driving away from the hospital, and Ellie is waking up in the back. Ellie asks Joel what happened. He tells Ellie that there is hundreds like her, and none of them did any good, and they have actually stopped making a cure. But the truth is revealed that Joel shot Marlene. After shooting Marlene, Joel puts Ellie in the car before walking back over to Marlene. Marlene begs for Joel not to kill her, but he simply states that she'll come after them before killing her. Joel and Ellie makes their way to the outskirts of Jackson, and Ellie tells Joel what happened to Riley before asking if everything he said about the Firefly was true. Joel tells Ellie that it is true, and then she simply says, okay.